I was the one who had it all. I was the master of my fate. I never needed anybody in my life. I learned too late. I'll never shake away the pain. I close my eyes, but he's still there. Though he's already flown so far beyond me. I'm so sorry. We're gonna take two.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm gonna hold up. I was the one who had it all. I was the master of my fate. I never needed anybody in my life. I learned the truth too late. I'll never shake away the pain. I close my eyes, but he's still there. I let him steal into my melancholy heart. It's more than I can bear. Now I know he'll never leave me, even as he runs away. Torment me, calm me, hurt me, move me, come what may. Wasting in my lonely tower, waiting by an open door. I'll fool myself to walk right in and be with me forevermore. I rage against the trials of love. I curse the fading of the light. Though he's already flown so far beyond my reach, he's never out of sight. I'll dream of all that might have been, waiting here forevermore.
Thank you so much, Joan. Answer. And before we get started, I just want to put it out there that these guys pulled that together literally in 5 minutes. We've had to pivot this morning, right? And so thank you to Amy and Heidi for thinking ahead and starting this ball rolling on coming up with contingency plans and contingency plans for the contingency plans. And right now we're on about level 3. so we have Facebook Live, thank you Facebook, and YouTube it'll be uploaded to later on today, thank you. And we're doing it old school, like at the beginning of the pandemic with a cell phone and everything. So thank you all for your patience. Thank you all for your grace and bearing with us as we make it through this service with all of us doing parts perhaps that we might not be used to, like me and platform assistant. And Joey coming up with it, all of us because Rona was supposed to be with us today, but due to the weather she couldn't make it in. So we had a last minute pivot on the songs as well. So thank you all for all your work. Thank you, Heidi, for putting together all the packets and allowing people to be able to have those at home too, that we're able to get them in advance. And I know Reverend Deborah has pivoted as well. And so thank you to everybody for making this happen. And welcome to the light and love that is unity of South Sound. My name is Michelle Zwasta. I'm your board president, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, please contact our office during business hours at 253-301-0385 or email us at office@unityofsouthsound.org. Now, after all this hustle and bustle for us at least, we invite you to relax, reconnect, and center in the truth of who we are. Will you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? And we have even pivoted on Amy back here, by the way. Josh, thank you so much. Amy wasn't able to get past the snow and the ice, so thank you. And thank you, Amy, for helping us with that, thinking ahead on that pivot. Anyway, join us with our opening affirmation. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good omnipotence. In our mission statement, inspired by the divine as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. In our vision statement, present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values, we are love, joy, abundance, and spirit guided. And now I'd like to welcome up Reverend Deborah to light the Unity Candle.
So as we light this candle, let it be a reminder of all of the Christ presence that is within you, that during this season is emerging, is being activated for the love of God, the joy of God, the peace of God, the abundance of God, the divine that is emerging in and through you. And I think this is another place we get to pivot. So let your light shine. I'm actually welcome you. Yeah, we pivot. God is so good. Everything is there when you need it. And let us celebrate this amazing team that is Unity of South Sound. Yes.
And now I'd like to, Joey, are you all these congregational songs? Yeah.
Oh, is that that's
Or would you like to do the congregational songs?
I
Sorry, we didn't discuss this. It was announced earlier this morning.
We'll make it happen. I got
Do you know which ones they are?
you. We can start playing that. I will figure it out.
Or we can both sing.
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
I breathe in. I breathe in. I breathe out. I take in. I give out. I let go. I let go. I release. No need to try, no need to worry, or question why. Just raise the floor, let it go, release and go. I breathe in, I breathe out, I take in, I give out, I let go, I release, and I know.
Beautiful. Aren't we so fortunate in having Find my place on the script. There we go. All right, so now is our time to do namaste greetings. And we get to greet each other with a handshake or hug, since we're all at home. Hug the ones you're with. And then we get to send out the namaste greetings to everybody else. So, let's place our hands together and say, Namaste. I behold the divinity you are. Namaste. 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 Love you all so much. And now we want to extend this Namaste blessing out to our Northwest region. Namaste, Northwest region. We want to extend this out to our nation, the United States of America. Namaste, United States of America. And finally, we want to extend it out to the entire planet. Namaste, planet Earth. Namaste. And with that, we'll do the next congregational song.
I'm free, I am limited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free.
It's inspirational reading time, and guess what I didn't have time to do is come up with an inspirational reading. So, we have a daily word here for May, June 2021, and I'm going to do the whole old magical thing where you just find a spot, and you know that God is directing you in the right direction. What is our surprise package? Oh, it's perfect! This is from Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. Adventurous. I live my life as a continuous adventure. In the past, I may have felt scared to try new things, feeling intimidated about looking foolish or feeling frustrated about not doing something well. Today, I take a new approach and see trying new things as an adventure. Life is meant to be lived fully, even if it means taking some risks. With an adventurous spirit, I open my mind to the possibilities around me. I step out of my self-imposed boundaries and welcome new experiences. I may join a club, take a class, or learn to play a musical instrument, or maybe be a platform assistant. I might have added that part. More than that, I am welcoming a change in attitude within myself. I see myself deserving of growth, fun, and a life full of color and energy. With courage and fortitude, I declare I love to try new things. I am adventurous. And from Isaiah 42:9, see, the former things have come to pass, and new things I now declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And so it is, and now part of the pivot is I'm the next musical artist, so I need to grab my phone where my lyrics are. I'm going to step away from the other mic. Sorry, Lisa. What words of wisdom? Oh, sorry, Serene. Not going to start. Is this the little girl I carry? Is this the little boy I play? I don't remember growing older. When did they? When did she grow to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall? Was it yesterday when they were small? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears. What words of wisdom can I give them? How can I help to ease their way? Now they must learn to from one another, day by day. They look so natural together, just like two newlyweds should be. Is there a canopy sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Thank you, Michelle. She is your board president and platform assistant for today. Next week, I'd like to move on to the serious part of today, which is the printing rule, right? And Reverend Deborah is our minister for today, so come on up, Deborah.
Two nights ago, we celebrated Christmas Eve in a beautiful, heart-centered expression of the light that is within us. And so this is the time of the year that we are very aware of new birth, of the emergence of the light, of the love, of the joy, of the peace that you truly are. Nothing missing. And yesterday, Christmas Day, we've got these beautiful decorations to remind us of this season. And during Christmas Day, however you celebrated that, I hope you felt the love and the joy of this season. And today, on a day of many pivots, we are pivoting from that place of the fullness of who we are, nothing missing. That is the true nature of your being. And we are pivoting to imagine ourselves, use that great gift of imagination at the very end of 2021. So we can release what does not serve. So we're going from this fullness of who we are to recognizing that the only thing that keeps us from being able to express that day to day today is our own limiting beliefs, the way that we hold particular things. So today is a day of release, and then we make a shift again to embrace the new year. So if you're in your jammies or you've got your coffee going on, you are in a good place for what's ahead of us. So let's talk a little bit about release. Joseph Campbell said, "We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the life that is waiting for us." Have to be willing to let go. I like that. I didn't realize how much of my spiritual journey was about surrender until I was well into the path. Maybe that's you, with that willingness to let go. Lao Tzu, the author of the Taoist classic, the Tao Te Ching, brought this idea even further when he said, when I let go of what I am, I become what I can be. So are you feeling a little bit like there's more left, like there's more that you can be? I hope so. And again, it's not because there's anything missing. It is indeed because of the things that are on top of the precious being that you are that need to be released. When that happens, you become what you might be. Mark Nepo is someone that I have come to appreciate very, very much. And so I'm going to share with you a reading from The Exquisite Risk, Daring to Live an Authentic Life. Experience is a river that never stops coming. Often, we need to empty ourselves of conditions, conclusions, judgments, preconceptions in order to meet whatever might come our way. So the early monastic vow of poverty was based on the need to be empty as a way to involve a deeper form of listening. In its original intent, we find that poverty of mind reflects a quietude that can restore an inner emptiness. Poverty in an inner sense means a divestment of all the distractions that occupy the mind. It means an emptying of the interior belongings that keep us from the essential experience of being that waits beneath all of our human needs. We must carry less, must put down the wounds that clog and weigh the heart. We must risk being touched by life. But letting go is not just about putting things down. On a deeper plane, letting go is about letting your heart crumble, about letting yourself be rearranged in order to be more alive. To soften and crumble is not to die. It simply allows us to change. It is a call to enter the unknown. And when we admit who we are and give voice to live what's inside of us, all that we feel and experience, that very act opens us like an inlet and lets the depths of being rush in. For in admitting who we are, it lets the mysteries of life enter into us. So we're talking about the authenticity of being. Authenticity of being. And I'm going to take a look at letting go in a multitude of ways this morning. The first one is simply holding on to too much. And so once again, turning to Mark Nepo, we have a story of one of his friends, Robert, who was attempting to paint the family room. And so he had mixed the paints outside. And when he was coming in, he was carrying the paint buckets, he had a tarp over his shoulder, he had a paintbrush in his mouth, and he's trying to navigate the door. And guess what? He doesn't try to put anything down. He's like, I can do this, I can do this. Well, one thing led to another. He slipped, he tripped, and gallons of red paint all over him. How many times have you held on to something, you know, and just not let go? It's like somebody wants to give you something, and you're like, I'm sorry, I don't have any room to accept that good into my life because I'm hanging on to all of these things. So just recognize that inside of you. The next story comes from a Chinese practice and how it is that they captured monkeys. And you may know about this. They would take a coconut, I guess they're about this big. They would take a coconut and they would drill a hole in it just the size for a monkey's hand to be able to fit inside. They would put rice inside of the coconut, which apparently monkeys in China like rice. And so the monkeys would smell the rice, they'd put their hand inside the coconut, there was just enough room to get their hand in, but as soon as they hung on to the rice, that hand became a fist, and it would not come out of the coconut. So the only monkeys that were captured this way were the monkeys whose hunger was stronger than their willingness to let go. Once again, I'm going to ask you to reflect. Where is it? Something perfectly good, rice that would feed you, but you're hanging on to it, not willing to let go. And it feels like you're trapped. And what do we do normally? Now, your spiritual practices may have you do this less. I recognize that with all the spiritual practicing I've been doing, it still comes up from time to time that I want to blame something outside of myself. I want to blame the thing that I am hanging on to because I have no choice. Where does that come from? But we do. So my question to you is, what is the rice you're hanging on to? And as I ask these questions, know that in just a few minutes we're going to be doing a meditation where we're releasing the things from 2021 and quite frankly, anything that comes before that comes to mind that you want to let go of. So as I'm bringing these examples to mind, it may bring something to mind that's very, very good that you're hanging on to. But because you're hanging on to it, you're trapped. So jot that down. It'll help you later. I want to share one more story. And this one is a little bit different. So listen for the nuance. This comes from a woman minister who was observing a woman on the platform at Grand Central Terminal. And what she observed was this. As the train is pulling away, this very well-dressed woman gets off, and before the doors close, the woman realizes she's only holding one glove. There's not enough time to get back on the train and grab the other glove. And so immediately she takes the one glove she has, checks out where the seat is that her glove is in, and throws the glove into the seat. Why? In that split instant, she must have recognized that someone else having both gloves would be better than her having only one. So perhaps there's a place like that in your life. You know, we get in a space where, you know, as children we learn to hang on to our mittens and then our gloves. You know, so there must have been some part of her with these wonderful gloves that felt a little bit remorse, like tossing that in. And yet she recognized it would be better to let go than to hang on. So again, just thinking of those places in our lives. And finally, I want to bring us to the image of a sculptor. And as you know, a sculptor receives a piece of material and chips things away. So here's the dialogue. Mr. M, what are you going to make out of that? And looking up kindly into the young man's face, he said, my boy, I'm not going to make anything of it. I am going to find something inside. I did not quite comprehend what he was saying. Well, what are you going to find in it? And the sculptor responded, there's a beautiful angel in that block of marble, and I'm going to find it. All I have to do is knock off the outside pieces of marble and be very careful not to cut into the angel with my chisel. And in a month or so, you'll see how beautiful this angel is. So during our experience today, in many ways, we're knocking off a few of the pieces that are covering this beautiful, beautiful you that's inside of your earth suit, right? We're uncovering that. And yet, this chiseling can be seen as something violent, but in fact, it's something very loving. It's very loving to be able to find and to be able to apply just the right amount of tap so that nothing is broken inside, nothing is cracked, for the angel that is emerging. So as you're releasing today, my invitation to you is to do so with great love. Whatever it is that you're releasing, He came here to give you a gift. At some point, it was serving you. Sometimes even the most difficult times in our life, often the most difficult times in our life, we look back and we see how going through that brought us to a greater capacity to love and live and grow. So, we are about ready to go through our meditation. And for some of you, if you came by the church and got a packet, and I know many of you expected to be here this morning, so the snow changed that. Make sure that you have a piece of paper that you are willing to either burn or tear. If you've set yourself up for a burning bowl today and you have a safe place to dispose of your paper and to burn it, please do so. If not, feel free to take your paper and after you've written on it, not yet, just shred it. And you can burn it later. So the idea here is to stay safe and to have a profound spiritual experience. In addition, later on, we'll be writing a letter to God. And so I invite you to get, again, a sheet of paper, a pencil, and to write your letter. And the next time you're at the church, you can drop this off. Heidi will keep those for you until Thanksgiving, and then send them back to you. Or you can send them here at the church by mail. And again, Heidi will take care of those for you. So those are the logistics for today. Again, making sure that if you're burning your, if you're releasing by burning, make sure that you're safe. Make sure that things can go, things can be tossed away in a manner that's very safe. I know in my home the only spot I've got that's really safe for that is my fireplace. Otherwise, I would be tearing my paper. So let us move into a meditation. And this meditation is in 4 parts. One of the things that you'll notice as you go into meditation is that you can close your eyes and really allow the images and the guidance of the divine to move through you. And you can open your eyes, jot a few things down, and then close your eyes again. So just allow yourself to flow in and out, and watch how well that works. So this is our time of laying things down, of letting them go. And so we are in this beautiful space with each other. It's a virtual space. We have created this field of spiritual awareness, spiritual understanding. We have created this field of safety and of support. And so as we reach back to yesterday and the day before that, the week before that, the month before that, as we reach back, know that you are surrounded and enfolded by this amazing community that is Unity of South Sound. And so feel the prayer support that is here. Feel the support of the divine. And let us recognize now that we are in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit, life love, and wisdom. And sweet, sweet Spirit, we acknowledge your presence, your power. In your infinite wisdom, now erase our mortal limitations. And from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation our world according to your perfect law. And so allow the memories of the past year to come to you. And to think about the ways that you have grown, perhaps through the holidays, opening yourself to the relationships that are in your life. Some that are very, very good, and some that present a challenge. And so this is a time to allow those challenges to come to the surface, to be released in this field of love. And perhaps those challenges are with one of your family members. Perhaps it's with someone where you work, where you live, someone in your community. Perhaps the challenge simply comes from the times we live in. From moving through this world in a pandemic. And the challenge is not so much for the relationships around us, but for the ones we're missing. And so write it all down. Perhaps you've had to pivot many, many times in your relationships. And letting your mind just move back earlier into the year, into the fall when the leaves were turning, and just connecting with the activities you were involved in. Perhaps there are some things with your health, some releasing of the ways that you've thought of or spoken of your body, your earth suit, your sacred temple. And allowing those ideas, those images, those experiences to come to the surface. To jot those down. And thinking earlier into the year, in the summer, in the spring, perhaps you had high hopes for this year that have not come to pass. And so bringing forth the dreams that you've had that are not yet manifest. Perhaps there's something here to write down, to let go. Perhaps some of the subtler kinds of things that came up through the stories that were shared. The glove you need to toss. The rice you need to let go of. And just jotting this down with the guidance of Spirit and letting Spirit move your hand and writing perhaps just a word, just a name. It doesn't need to be long. God knows what it is that you're asking to let go of. Perhaps the hopes, the disappointments, moving back even earlier the beginning of the year, high hopes for 2021, the expectations. And so for just a moment, I'm going to be silent so that you can let the whisperings in your heart reveal what it is that you need to release. And if it precedes 2021, so be it. If it comes up, it is here to be released. You can trust that. Let him go. Let him go. Chipping away. Release. We understand that the purpose of this time is not as a memorial to the past, but a time of definite work of release and affirmation in consciousness, a cleansing of the old through the Spirit of truth. It is to be a time in which we release the past. And we achieve this release by denying any error thoughts, behavioral patterns we wish to change, denying them the power over our thoughts, and actively releasing them. Let him go and let him go. And let us lay hold of our good by affirming, by making firm the patterns of true thoughts that will bring the good we desire into manifestation. Affirming, I let go and open the way to new and bountiful good. Together, I let go and open the way to new and bountiful good. Just taking that in. And we move into a time of forgiveness. This process of releasing begins with forgiveness of all injury, both real and imagined. We recall the truth that we are spirit, perfect, holy, and harmonious, and that nothing can hurt us or make us sick or afraid, for Spirit is God, and God can never be sick or hurt or afraid. And we take this time of quiet now to call to mind all those persons and incidents in our lives which we need to forgive. And perhaps the one we need to forgive the most is ourselves. Letting this come up. Again, jotting down whatever it is you need to jot down. And allowing the Spirit of forgiveness to wash over you and through you. The forgiving love of Jesus Christ flows through my body and mind, bringing healing and deep peace to me. Bringing that in fully, the forgiving love of Jesus Christ now flows through my body and mind, bringing healing and deep peace to me. A new healing, a new life, a new beginning is happening right now. Because you are a spiritual being on a spiritual journey, there is no individual or situation in your life that can keep your good away from you. So we recognize the intensity of the emotions and the memories that are generated within us, and we offer ourselves and others compassion. We forgive ourselves and others to generate feelings of harmony, love, and peace. Affirming all my past except its beauty is gone, and nothing is left but a blessing. We're carving out that angel. All my past except its beauty is gone, and nothing left except blessings. And continuing to write the thoughts or habit patterns that you wish to release on that small sheet of paper, writing that word or short description, whatever it is, perhaps a symbol, in a way that has only meaning for you, the condition you want to release. And so now is the time. In just a moment, now is the time to prepare. Will you be burning or will you be shredding that paper? Either way, you are in a field of releasing and transformation. And so for those of you that are here, please come forward. We're going to have someone at the bowl to tend it. That would be Michelle. And what there is to do is to hold that paper that you're releasing. And when you come to the bowl, simply drop it in, let it go. And the fire inside will transform it. And forward one at a time. And so all that's been placed in this receptacle, everything that you've chosen to burn if you're at home or to shred, these thoughts, these habits, these beliefs that no longer serve your highest good, the forgiving love of Spirit now frees you. These thoughts, these habits, these beliefs that no longer serve you are gone. And so now we move to a different energy, and that is the letter to God. This is the time of opening yourself to what it is that you're seeking to bring into your life in 2022. And just a couple of thoughts as we move into this time. First of all, consider the apple. While you can count the number of seeds in an apple, you can never count the number of apples in a seed. God created us with unlimited potential. So our job is to catch God's vision for our life. With God, all things are possible. So what will we co-create in our individual lives? That is, what will we ask for? What will we call forth? What will we catch that is a part of the emerging light within us that is unique to you. There's something that you are here to bring today, tomorrow, and into 2022 that nobody else can bring. Your unique expression of the divine. And we are so much more than most of us are willing to admit. I want to bring you to a beautiful, beautiful quote. It's from a Jewish man, Abraham Joshua Heschel. He says this: our goal should be to live life in such radical amazement, to get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. Wow. We are so much more than we think we are. Our world is so much more. The people around us are so much more. We think about God everywhere present. We think about God within. Think about the God within other people, the Namaste greeting. How many ways we truly come together. We are so much more than what we have experienced to this point. And so we affirm, I deserve, you deserve, to experience divine abundance, for you are a part of God. And there's one other thing I want to talk about before we move into our letter to God and calling that forth. And that is, today you will leave with less baggage. We have already done that. We've put some bags down. There's one other bag I want to talk to you about. Maybe you've put this bag down, maybe not. It's one of those bags in spiritual circles that we get confused about. So as we clear the way for 2022 to literally be the best year ever, the bag that is incompatible to living a spiritual life is that sometimes from which I came. And when it comes, it finds it swept and put into order. So I've had a few returns over the years. How about you? The familiar ones, old habits. Well, we won't let those go. And then it goes and it brings 7 other spirits more evil than itself, and they enter and live there. Like, ouch. Those who have been there, done that we wish we could have like only one experience. And then the last state of that person is worse than the first. So right now we want to focus on the good. And I want to remind you of Abraham Maslow, who during a time when psychologists were studying what was wrong with people, got the idea to study what is right with people. Why do some people have peak experiences? Why do some people have great health, great relationships? And so as he focused on this, what was real and empowering in their lives was that they honored who they were and stretched for those peak experiences. So our desire is to create that growing experience. And when we can do that in community, when we can do that with our family, we get that much more support around us. So you are a part of an abundant universe, no limitations. And this morning, we're asking you to take the limits off so that we can dream the dreams that are big and dream the dreams that are small and the dreams that would bring happiness and dream the dreams that are new. I'm thinking of your reading this morning in The Great Adventure and how God opened that to us just when we needed it. The dreams you once dreamed, if they're still in your heart, bring them forward. If the dreams that you once dreamed are now too small for you, it might be the rice in the coconut. Let it go. Let yourself be present to what God wants to bring through you. We have this blank slate in front of us. And so, as we move into this time of meditation, I want to bring to you one of my favorite Bible verses from Philippians. Finally, beloved, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think on these things. So let us now, if you haven't already, pick up the paper that you're going to write your letter to God on. This is an opportunity to use the power of your word. It's an opportunity to listen deeply, to move beyond what's in your thinking, though we want to honor our thinking and know that there is yet more. So this is the opportunity to create a glorious and wonderful year. And so I invite you to relax your body and just begin to settle in, taking a deep breath, breathing in that Spirit of God and breathing in the presence of the Holy Spirit, and breathing out, sharing that breath with each other, with the universe, allowing yourself to be totally present here and now. And so feel the presence of Spirit in whatever space you're in. Certainly we feel that presence moving through this sanctuary. Your home, a sanctuary. Your heart, a sanctuary. As we rejoice on what has been released, we move into the words of the poet. And no matter what the uncertainty of the new year, no matter what the circumstances, we know God is greater. We will be God. And the poet says, wonderful, wonderful, fortunate you. This is the year your dreams come true. This is the year you are glad to live. This is the year you have much to give. This is the year that brings happiness. This is the year you will live to bless. Wonderful, wonderful, fortunate year. This is the year your dreams come true. And so let us open to that gift of imagination, a sense of creativity, and allow yourself to journey into the future with me. Imagine that it is New Year's Eve 2022. It's a year from now, a year and a few days. And you are present to God's love moving through you. You rejoice and you celebrate in your life. It's filled with light and love and wisdom. And as you reflect over this past year of 2022, certainly it's been an amazing year. And so you pause to review the year, to replay the highlights. But, oh my goodness, this is a very good movie. So there's one event that really stands out during this past year. It's the thing in 2022 that has been your heart's desire. You wanted it to occur, and it did. Become present to that. Your letter to God. Thank you, God, for every this beautiful, wonderful thing. This desire of your heart, whatever that is. And allowing other times and other places and other people and other events to flow before you. Those things that your heart has longed for. See them clearly. And not just the things and the people, but see yourself in the movie. So you see the people. You notice that many of the values you wanted to develop are now fuller, richer within you than they've ever been before. There are things you wanted to come true in your life. They are here now. There are things you wanted to let go of. They are gone. You hear God's words to you, dear beloved, in whom I am well pleased. I'm so glad you showed up this year. It has been my pleasure to give you your heart's desires. You've done well with the dreams that I put into your heart. And so in your letter to God, what are you saying thank you for this incredible year, 2022? Listen. Listen with me. As those ideas come up, write them down. Let yourself move easily from this day to 2022 back again. Reliving the visions of your mind and heart. So you say thank you to God. What is the list you're thanking God for? How are you thankful for the people in your life? Those that are new relationships you form, new ways to express yourself. And how would you thank God for the relationships that you've had over many years? What was healed? What are new joys that are present? What is your sense of satisfaction? What new understandings? What new ways have shown up for you to receive and to give God's love? And what do you see in terms of your health, your body? What has changed? What are new ways you found to love and support yourself? How is this showing up for you? And what has happened regarding your work, your career, what you do as a volunteer, the way you share your time with others? What new contributions have been doing? What new ways of serving have you discovered? Writing it down. Gratitude in your heart is already done. The mind of God is already done. And what is your financial prosperity like? What ways have you found to be closer to God? To know God's presence always available to you. To recognize the divine qualities that are present in you and to activate those. To know who you are and whose you are is the greatest freedom. How is that emerging now? What else would be birthed in you, through you, in 2022? And stay in this imaginary time a year from now, looking back over 2022, to celebrate the joy and the growth and the love, and just continue writing. And when you are through, to gently return to this time. And friends, knowing that you can go back and write this letter, add additional items that are important to you. Letting God bring you now to a time that is done for now. For those of you that are here in the sanctuary, you'll put your letter in the envelope, you'll address it to yourself. And on the way out this morning, you'll drop it in the basket. And Heidi will keep these letters and return them to you at Thanksgiving. You'll be amazed at how many of the things that you've written down have come to pass. So take your time and write that letter and place it in the envelope. Now is the time to open our hearts to giving, and to our offering. And so as you wind up your letter, I'm going to invite Michelle to come forward.
So wonderful. I don't know about you all, but I feel lighter and inspired for your adventure, for continuing adventures. So thank you, Reverend Deborah. That was so beautiful and wonderful and just exactly what we need at this time. So I'd like to welcome everyone. In particular, I want to thank all of you who might be joining us for the first time here. We don't have any first-timers here live, but online, I'm going to guess we might. And I want to thank you for being with us, and thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us. If it's your second time joining us, well, welcome back. And if you've been with us many times, or 3 or 4, whatever it is, welcome home. To all of our friends, we would like to share our unity blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Now, as we prepare for our offering, I believe Joey's going to come up and prepare for his next song. And at this time, we'd like to this is where we get a chance to share of our financial blessings with this community that gives so much to us. There are 3 easy ways to do so. You can visit our website at www.unityofsouthsound.org. In the upper right corner of the homepage, there's an orange donate button. It's super easy. You can make a one-time or ongoing donation, and it's simple and secure to do. You can also call our office at 253-301-0385, and you can mail it to us at Unity of South Sound, 710 South Anderson Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405. And I'm going to repeat that because if you don't bring in your letter, you know, that we did here for 2022, you can mail it to the office also. Just remember on the envelope that you put your letter to yourself in, that you put your name and address on the outside of it so it can actually get back to you. So here again is the address for donations or for your letters to yourself for 2022. 2022. Unity of South Sound, 710 South Anderson Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405. So whether we make our tithes online, over the phone, or we mail them in, we hold them in our hands. We hold these love offerings in this moment, in our hands or in our hearts, and affirm together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving. Thank you, God.
So this song is appropriate for a couple of ways today, both in its message of letting go, and then also kind of describing this amazing wintry wonderland that we have going on. If you haven't noticed. The snow blows wide on mountain night, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and outside I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I've tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good boy you always have to be. Conceive, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small, and the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I breathe, let it go, let it go. I'm one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, and here I'll stay. Let the storm rage on. My power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes like an icy glass. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go, let it go. When I rise like the break of dawn, let it go, let it go. That perfect boy is gone. Here I stand, and here I'll
just joking. So much Sony. I think that might have been the first time today that Sony saw that music. So we are quite the team. I'm so grateful, and everybody has been so centered and wonderful. And now I get to move on to announcements, and I believe we will have them up top. So we have several announcements to share with you this morning, and we'd like you to know that you can always keep up to date on our Sunday services and events by subscribing to our weekly newsletter, which is the e-blast. Go to our homepage and click on the newsletter sign-up button at the top, and then fill out your contact information and hit submit. The info will be safe and secure on the site and will never be shared, but you'll get the e-blast. A Course in Miracles group meets every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. over Zoom. They are currently studying A Course of Love. All are welcome to join at any time. Check the e-blast or the website for the meeting code. Please note that they will not be meeting this evening in celebration of the holidays, so they'll resume on Sunday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. Next up, we have Coffee with Unity. Join us on Zoom on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. for a time of connection and sharing of what is in your heart and on your mind. Check the e-blast for the meeting code for the group. White Stone Ceremony, one of my favorites. We invite you to join us next Sunday, January 2nd, for our White Stone Ceremony, which is a ceremony of setting intentions for the year ahead. Please plan to join us for this powerful service next week. The Gifts of Winter. Come along on a journey through winter with Unity of South Sound. We will begin the Gifts of Winter Sunday services next month. The Gifts of Winter is a self-practice with guides along with Sunday messages. If you plan to watch online only or we will have the handouts attached in the e-blast. So make sure you look in the e-blast for those handouts for this series. Please plan to join us on this magical adventure. Prayer classes. Come to a safe and convenient prayer class offered by our Unity of South Sound prayer chaplains. Unity is founded upon healing prayer. Prayer provides the foundation for everything we do at Unity. Do you want to learn more about what prayer can do for you in your life? Do you want to feel more comfortable with praying with yourself, or praying for yourself, or with others in your life? Do you want to learn more about Unity prayer practices? Sign up and come to the prayer classes in January on 3 successive Wednesdays taught by our prayer chaplains. January 12th, January 19th, and January 26th. It will be offered via Zoom. This class is for everyone in the congregation that has an interest. Please sign up by contacting Heidi at the church office at unityofsouthsound.org. The Art of Quantum Living. The Quantum Living course includes a transformational 21-day quantum living process that weaves together the latest research on quantum science, shadow integration, the science of the heart, self-compassion, and the power of myth and story that can make lasting change and joy in your world. Quantum living exercises and techniques are designed to reduce anxiety, foster a raised degree of self-awareness, increase emotional resiliency, as well as the ability to embody positive change. I've taken this before and I can tell you it's worth it. All of this is true. Join Certified Quantum Living Master Coach, Reverend Denise Shell, for this 6-week online training course where participants experience powerful exercises, thought-provoking video presentations, meaningful discussion, and a transformative 21-day practice. When? It's January 19th through February 23rd. It's a 6-week course that costs only $125 plus the workbook, which is $25 and includes free shipping. Register and order your materials at the link on the screen. You can also find the links in our e-blast, or calling our office. That is kind of a link to jot down. So just go to the e-blast or call our office. All right, we have a prayer box here in the sanctuary. We would like you to know that even if you're not here with us today, if you come next week or the week after, whenever you come, we have a prayer request box by our main doors. If you have a prayer in your heart, please feel free to write it on our prayer form and drop it in the box. Prayers will then be sent to our prayer chaplains to pray over, and also to Silent Unity to be prayed over for 30 days. I'm going to walk out of the script and just say, I bet that even if you're not here this week, if you have a prayer request in the prayer box, if you send it to our office at office@unityofsouthsound.org, we will get that out there for you. And of course, the Silent Unity prayer option is always available, so you can always do that. All right, next up, we're going to bless our youth. They are not with us today, but we know they feel our energy and we feel theirs. So, to our youth, and they, even though they may not be with us, right, we're going to send them our blessings, and to our youth director, Jennifer Richardson, and all of our teachers and mentors for the kids. We appreciate you. All right, we're ready. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the divinity you are. I invite you to stand, if you're able, wherever you are. Hold your hands high as we sing our peace song, sending peace out to the entire world. And our prayer of protection, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being patient with our little glitches. And we will see you next week, same time, same place. God bless you all. Have a fabulous week.